What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you how much of a difference calibrating your HDR in Battlefield 6 can really make. This is what your game might look like if you've not calibrated it properly. And this is what a properly calibrated Battlefield 6 looks like. Once you get into Battlefield 6, go to your settings, go to graphics, scroll all the way down, and you'll see this HDR calibration tool. This is actually completely broken on PC. If I click on it, it says set the slider to the lowest value, where the two rectangles look identical, but no matter what you set this to, it's never going to look identical. So turn that all the way up, it's going to look bad. Turn that all the way down, it's going to look bad. So I'll set it as like a 50 right here, right in the middle, just so I could show you what it's going to look like in game. All right, so this is what the 50 value looks like in game, and as you can see, it looks blown out. If I look at the ceiling, it looks blown out. You can't see any of the detail in here. So let's try to fix that. The first thing you'll want to do when trying to display HDR content on your monitor is go to your display settings. Go over to the monitor you want to use, and then go to HDR. Right here, you can enable it, and then you can calibrate it right here. HDR calibration. Click that. Press get started after you installed it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go through all of these steps and pay attention to this number. 0.5 it's on right now. For me, I have an OLED monitor, so I'm going to turn that down to 0 on here. I'll go until it stops showing about 590 for me. So about 590. Get that. And remember this number. Maybe write it down if you have a bad memory. Again, 590. And then I like to turn this up. It's just a personal preference thing. To me, it just looks better. And then name this whatever you want to name it. I already have one with the name of my monitor. I recommend naming it the name of your monitor so you could keep track of it, because if you have multiple HDR calibrated monitors, if you name them this, you're probably going to forget which one is what. But you're probably wondering, hey, so when I do the Windows calibration, it puts a different number out than what my monitor says on the box. That's the same for me. I have this monitor right here, the AOC Q27G4 1ZD. If I go to the product specification page, it shows right here, brightness in nits 400 nits. That's just simply not true. That's why doing the Windows display calibration test is very important. Panels vary from panel to panel. So maybe if you have my same monitor, you will measure out to the 400 nits. But you might also get 600 nits. You might get 10 more than me. But that's why it's very important to actually do what it says in the calibration. The next thing you're gonna want to do is close Battlefield and go to your folders. Then go to your documents folder, go to Battlefield 6, go to settings, go to Steam, and you'll see this folder right here. Prof save file. Click on that, open in your notepad, and you will see all of these settings. The thing you're wanting to go to is right here. GST render display mapping HDR 10 peak luma. Right here, when you set it to 50, I have it set to 50.1 because I didn't want to mess with it. But it's going to show 5025. That's the nits rating. I don't know about you. I don't have a monitor that displays 5025 nits. So what I'm going to do is use that number that I used earlier, 590, and I'm going to put that in there. Make sure you save, or else it won't matter what you just did. And I'm going to close this out, close that out, and relaunch Battlefield. And before I forget, make sure your world brightness is set between about 35 to 65. Now that we're back in Battlefield, you can see, look at the ceiling, not blown out. You can actually see the detail, the little grain in the ceiling. You can see all the detail. All right, don't mind the hoodie change, but thank you so much for sticking to the end of the video. If this helped you at all, please like and or subscribe so I can get motivation to make more YouTube videos since this is my first one. I appreciate it. Have a great day.